God speaks through Putin and confirms first dream vision. Greetings and trust you are well. This will be a pretty short video. If you have not subscribed to the other channel on Odyssey, YouTube is banning comments, shadow banning my comments, and now literally just deleting videos.
The last video I put online sent him into a tailspin. Anything that contradicts the lying mainstream media narrative, anyone who does so is eventually removed from their platform.
Odyssey has a backup of the videos from this channel. I will be moving away from YouTube and making another plan. I have never asked anyone to like, subscribe or donate any money or anything like that. All the dream visions, I have prayed to the Most High, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, and freely the Almighty has shared. Praise the Almighty for fulfilling the dream visions.
I have no idea if I will have any dream visions in the future. That is up to the Most High, if this channel is taken down.
The only place you will be able to find the videos is on the other platform. What I am about to share with you, most will roll their eyes and think I am looking too deep into this, but for those who have been following the channel, following world events and what we see taking place in the world, I know many of the new people who visit this channel will find the video title far out there. For those of you who have watched the first dream vision, who have been watching events unfold,
you will know it is not that far-fetched.
God spoke through people during the biblical days like King Cyrus. When I say you were all fully aware of these events taking place, playing out, I say so not from a bragging standpoint, but we, or I, were given these signs by the Most High. All the glory to God. As you know, the entire channel only exists due to the first dream vision. When I had it, I did not think or know I would have the other dream visions which I have had since the first dream vision from March 2019. Do you think it is a coincidence that once again we are in March 2022 when all these events are playing out? Let me remind you.
In March 2019 the Almighty shared a dream vision with me about the future. I explain in the video how the video came about in that video.
Then I was told when that our century of bondage and chains would come undone in July 2019 and that it would happen in 6 months' time. That took us to March 2020 when the lockdowns occurred. This was the century of bondage ended for the whites of Southern Africa. The chains coming undone would be the process that follows as this century of bondage came to an end. From March 2020 up until February 2022 the world was in lockdowns, mask wearing, taking that beautiful gene-altering DNA therapy the masses were injecting into themselves. Then somehow in February, as all this invasion hype is taking place, the mandates all drop magically across the globe. Did I not tell you, dear viewers, already back in March 2020 that we were already in World War III? If you doubt it, go back, read the comments, watch the videos. Then the invasion hype of Russia invading Ukraine, and just prior to the invasion the West drops all their mandates regarding this deadly virus that somehow can be turned off like a light bulb or through a comment Bill Gates or Dr. Fauci makes. They have the ability to speak the words and control when the virus spreads, when it stops and when it dies.
Like magic, but the real magic is it all takes place just prior to this thing brewing with Russia.
Did the Almighty not share me as that this invasion would take place before it did?
I was given the message dream last year. I put it on the channel we were watching events months before a single mainstream media channel was talking about it.
Now all the dream visions on the channel fit into the first dream vision. The first dream vision is literally the beginning of the end. Every other dream vision fits into the first dream vision. I did not realize that until a few months back. Let me remind you, I said in the first dream vision, all the birds were singing in the tree, it goes black, the laws are shot out, then they are scrapped. Then world peace is broken, and then the nuclear strike I saw take place where Russia will nuke a specific country. I described that all prior to these events. When I was told in 6 months' time the chains come undone, I was shown a threat comes to Europe at the same time as our chains come undone. Now what I am about to say is going to not make sense or have that much of an impact on new viewers because they are only catching on now. They are only following the events as they unfold now. You, dear viewer, if you have been watching for more than 6 months, will know or have been alerted to all these facts. I say, do not trust what I say. I always tell everyone, pray to the Most High for the answer and to reveal to you in spirit what I share and when the events play out. Praise the Most High. Now, what I am about to ask you, I ask you, is it a coincidence that the following statement by Putin is said in light of all these dream visions? To most people, it will go over their heads, they will not think much of it, but for those of us who have been given the message dream and know the signs of the times, which we were given prior to any of these events unfolding, it comes as a major revelation, these words. I only hope it really sinks in for you as it does for me. The Almighty is in charge of every breath we take, every thought, action and deed, including the speech and words we use. Do you think it is a coincidence that President Putin says all the nations which follow the United States are all singing along and singing the same tune? Did not the first dream vision reveal, all the birds sang along, they all were singing the same tune, all going along when it becomes pitch black before all these events take place? I believe God has given us a sign of the times through these words that Putin spoke that few people besides you who follow this channel will truly understand. Putin literally confirmed the dream vision. Let me spell it out and prove the best I could that it is part of the dream, and it is by no coincidence he spoke these words. The first dream vision ends with Russia nuking a country. In other words, Russia was at war with that country, and they were at war only at the end of the dream vision, after all the birds were singing and conspiring against God. Many times I said that the removal of the laws, the removing of Christianity, would remove their protection. It's difficult to explain or get the point across. If you followed the channel, you would know all these events to unfold end with Russia nuking a country because they removed the laws. Did they remove the laws, I ask you? Did they or did they not remove the laws? It's a yes or yes, it's not debatable, it's happened, it's history now. Has a threat come to Europe 6 months after the dream vision?
Yes, in more ways than one.
Did Russia roll out their tanks? Did they invade? Hello. You are witnesses to the Almighty working. Did Russia and Belarus not work together fulfilling the dream Krakshikshanova in order to invade Ukraine? Remember, we are not talking about hindsight here, we are not discussing the events after they took place. The dream visions were spelling out what was about to take place, and then through world events we have confirmation. Did Russia go into Ukraine? How did they get there? That's right, they had to roll out the tanks. How did they roll out the tanks, and what caused them to roll out those tanks? Of course, political events, but who is in control of those politicians? Man plans, but God laughs.
While the nation sang along, while they removed God's law, they are now spiritually weak.
Again, I say the first dream vision on the channel tells us all the birds, all the nations sang along, and now President Putin has said exactly what the Almighty revealed in the first dream vision. And so the question I ask you is, who put it into President Putin's mouth to say to the world all the nations sing along and conspired against Russia? Yes, I know the mainstream media wants you to believe the man is evil, that he is terrible, but I will give my 5 cents on his comment. He literally confirmed the first dream vision. All the nations are conspiring evil. I personally believe by his actions, seeing what he has done in Russia, the revival of Christianity, that God has raised President Putin up at this moment in time when all the birds, all the nations would sin against God, and God uses nation against nation for his purpose. The nations conspired against God, now God is sending an army to deal with those nations, those birds who conspired against God to remove his laws, and the end result will be a nuclear strike. For those of you who think that this is all theater, I read websites back in January that was saying all this invasion talk was nothing but hype, then they quickly changed their tune to accept the reality of the situation. Now those same websites who still have not backtracked on their earlier statements think that the same Russia is bluffing about a nuclear strike. I will tell you, and it is not to scare you, that Russia is going to use nuclear weapons. This will at a later stage turn into a nuclear war. The seer saw it, I saw it, and others out there have seen it. God put the words into President Putin's mouth which confirmed the first dream vision. All the nations, all the birds sang along, they were all working together. The end result is once those laws were removed they will be destroyed and a nuclear strike will take place.